thing to remember is when there's a Foley bag, depending on whether it is using like a chair or a bed, the bag needs to be below the bladder so that the urine drains through. What we don't want is the urine to remain in this tubing. Down here it's okay, but if it was like kinked or something like this, and the urine went all the way and backs up, that can cause urinary tract infections and stuff like that, and it can cause like a lot of different things. So these little hooks here with this little grasp thing.
Can you guys hear it all?
Oh, I can talk louder.
Yeah, we can hear.
Sorry, I want to make sure everyone can hear.
We can hear.
We can hear.
The Foley bag, the two things to remember is three things. Don't let it get kinked because the urine can back up into the bladder. The second thing is to always keep the bag below the level of the bladder. And then 3, to never let this spout, which I'm going to show Kathy and Rosalie, touch like the ground or anything other than just it draining. Okay. That can also cause infection. Now, I know this isn't necessarily attached to the tubing, but you don't want to risk it. So we just, this little hook here is specifically for Foley bags on this bed. Okay. There may not be a specific hook on the bed that you guys have, but what you can do is you can like make a stand for it, or it can hang on something else as long as it's below the bladder and not touching the floor. All right. So this specific is a little bit more specific from the bag. It can measure the urine. All you do is tip it up, and it drains into the bottom. Okay. So when you want to empty the Foley bag is when it's halfway full. So like right around the 1,300 to 1,500 mark. Don't let it get more full than that. Okay. So usually like here we empty it like 3 times a shift, so every 8 hours. It usually doesn't get up to here because we're emptying it so frequently.
3 times every 8 hours.
No, 3 times in
every 8 hours.
Every 8 hours. Okay. Now you may have to empty it more or less. Just don't let it get too full, and definitely empty at least once a day. Okay. So what you do is you can take it off. You can pick it up for this because you're emptying it. You can hold it up like this so that it kind of drains whatever you see into there to get an accurate measurement. Right. So you can have like it sit somewhere or someone can hold it. But what you want to do is you just unhook it like this. So this is its corral that it sits in. It's not going to drain unless you press that button.
Oh, I want to move that around so they can see what
you're doing. Go ahead. I will start.
All right, guys, I'm going to move that around so you can, the camera around so you can see.
I'll step back so you can fit it. And I'll provide you guys with one of these.
All right.
Or 2 even. Yeah, really like
the bag too.
Okay, I want to make sure that they can see.
Okay, can you guys... There. Can you guys see?
Yes.
Can you see?
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a typical Foley bag. There's the hook to hang it on something. It just needs to be below the level of the bladder.
Yep.
This is the emptying hook with the little plastic corral to protect it. You see right here?
Yep.
Okay, so what you do is you take it out like this. It's like on a little elastic piece that just pops it out. It's not going to drain until you press this white button in.
Yep.
You see that?
Yep.
Okay, so most importantly, just don't let the ending piece touch anything. Keep it as clean. If it does touch something, wipe it off with soap and water. So I'm just going to get out as much as I can.
And before she did this, there was some in this container, and Emily dumped that kind of into the bag.
So it may mostly stay in this right here. You tip it up like this, and it drains into the bigger bag behind it.
Okay.
So it's important to empty it when it gets about halfway full, around the 1,300 to 1,500 milliliter mark. Don't let it get more full than that, just to keep him free from infection. This bed has a specific hook for the Foley bag right here, but you can hang it on anything as long as it's below the level of the bladder and not resting on the ground.
Yep.
Does that make sense for people watching?
Yep.
Okay, good. And so then this also measures it too, so if you don't get an accurate measurement from the bag, you'll get one from the container. I'll send you guys home with this. Well, I'll just send you 2 clean ones.
Okay.
So that's that right there.
Question. Pretty dark. Is it? The color is that?
It's been getting lighter. It used to be darker. The darker it is, the more dehydrated.
Right.
Okay. So in terms of the actual Foley, clear tube that goes into the penis.
Okay.
I have a paper set here also for you guys to take with you. It's just kind of explaining what it's for, the bedside bag. Now, there's also another type of bag for patients that walk frequently called a leg bag.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing the leg bag with him because it's not needed at this time. In the future, if he were to keep the Foley but be mobile, that would be when the leg bag would be introduced. But because he's not walking constantly, it will be this bag. So I'm going to skip over that part.
Is there any way, while he's home, even though this is in, that he can have clothes on?
Yeah. Okay. So I suggest, let's see, clothes on. So